Bop, 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 bop. Let's go. Geeks are back, baby. UFC on ABC 3, Long Island, New York. We're breaking down the picks from the bottom to the top main card. First boot is a female boot. Misha Tate, 19-8 versus Lauren Murphy, 15-5. I'm gonna take Misha Tate. I think that her wrestling game's gonna be really good. I think that the change in weight class is gonna be good for her. I think that she's really good about how she's gonna go down. I think that she's gonna keep a lot of size. I think that she's gonna be able to impose her will on Lauren Murphy. Yes, Lauren Murphy is a game opponent in a sense, but not game enough. Give me Misha Tate in her debut to a new weight class. It makes sense, doesn't it? Goosey, what do you got?
All right, I'm picking Misha Tate. You took the words right out of my mouth. I think this weight cut will be good. She really wasn't a big 135er. I think she'll get down to 125 easier than a lot of this drop in weight classes we've seen. It hasn't been too great on the chins, but that's typically the male UFC fighters. I think Misha Tate will be able to get in there and just be an all-around better fighter. Lauren Murphy, she's very gritty. She's got a whole lot of grit. The skill is up there. You know, she can fight. She can throw hands and kicks, but I think Misha Tate puts them together a little better. And I think Misha Tate's could get this one done.
Fishman, what do you got?
I'm riding with Lauren Murphy because I just trust her to get 2 rounds out of 3 in this one. That's as simple as that. I think she's just going to grind out 2 rounds, and that's all I need. But before Valentina, her last fight, Shevchenko, she was on a 5-fight win streak, some more active. So I'm just going to ride with Murphy on this one.
Yeah, let's go right to the next boot. We're not going to skip any time. It is a scrap and a half. We got a featherweight matchup between Shane Burgos in New York, 14-3, against Charles Jourdain, 13-4-1. Serious prospect boot for Charles Jourdain. He's had some electric fights in the past. We've also seen him, get the lights put out by Juicy J, which is just something that lingers in the back of my mind. I'm going with Shane Burgos in this one. I think that Shane Burgos is just a more seasoned brawler. I think that he's going to have more XP. I think that even though he's been chinned and we've seen some concerning blows, like, oh my gosh, like that's not supposed to happen. Like when his lights went out, delayed against Barbosa. I mean, these things are crazy, but I think that Jourdain is just a little bit, climbing too fast. I think I said this earlier in my prelims video. I think that it's like Jack Shore sense. This is just there's just too much going on in this matchup for him. I think that Shane Burgos is going to be the stronger guy who's going to have the harder combos that land. I wouldn't be surprised if he knocks out Charles Jourdain. Shane Burgos is a dog. Once he wins this, he's going to be a top competitor. Look for him to break out. What do you got, Goosey?
This is such a banger, and I'm going to pick Charles Jourdain. I like Air Jourdain. I think we're all in for a treat is really what it comes down to. This is such a sick fight. Like I don't think if you're watching the Geeks that you're a casual, but if you are a casual MMA fan stumbling across this, make sure that you watch this fight because this is going to be an absolute banger. And it's going to be a bone. I know that. And Shane Burgos has proven he can go do and be in brawls, but he's taken so much damage. And it's just like in a fight that I know is just going to be a lot of damage back and forth. I watched Shane Burgos like have that super awkward TKO KO against Edson Barbosa. And I just think that damage is starting to add up. He was able to take it against Billy Quarantillo, but Quarantillo doesn't have the most power. I think Jourdain's going to be mixing in kicks, which is something that Barbosa found good success with. And I think that Jourdain being 26, the jumps that he's going to be making fight in and fight out are going to be a lot greater than the improvements that Shane Burgos is making at this point in his career with the damage that he's taken. So I think we see the best Charles Jourdain that we've seen. And I know that's not great to anticipate, but that's what I'm anticipating. So I'm gonna pick Yair Jourdain in this fight.
Fishman, break it down.
I am riding with Jourdain on this one. Burgos is a dangerous guy, landing almost 8 strikes per minute at 56%, but he also absorbs a shit ton of strikes. I think Jourdain's going to be able to edge out a victory in this one. 2-inch streak, never been knocked out. He's going to test Burgos's chin, but Jourdain's chin will also be tested. But like I said, he's never been knocked out. So I think he's just going to edge a victory out. Underdog price. Let me go with the Yair Jourdain, baby.
Man, I think this fight looks a lot like the Billy Quarantillo fight, but I don't know if Charles Jourdain's the same level. We're going to find out. Either way, these guys are throwing leather hard Saturday night, or actually Saturday morning. We got to leave that in there too. Don't miss these fights. They're showing on at 11 a.m. ET. Main card at 2 p.m. ET. Let's move into the next boot. Matt Schnell versus Suma Derji. Suma Derji 16-4. Matt Schnell 15-7. We all know Matt Schnell. This guy's good, man. Thing is, he gets chinned. And that's like the thing that goes around. I mean, Suma Derji's got those pinpoint accuracy strikes. He likes to move around. He can strike going backwards. It's pretty much a great matchup for Suma Derji. I mean, this weight class at 125, Matt Schnell just seems to go down, man. It just seems like you can really find his button easier than other weight classes when he fights up. Suma Derji should find the button on Matt Schnell. But being in New York, such a big crowd, I do think that Matt Schnell can flip the script on this. I like his underdog price, and I do think that there's a good chance that he can get a hold of Suma Derji, who has 4 L's, like I said, and all by submission. So I think that he's a good pick, a good value play. I think that if I had to bet money on this, I would bet Matt Schnell. So let's move into the next pick, the next geek to pick. Fishman, what do you got?
The line is too high for Suma Derji. Schnell is looking really tasty right now at 210, but Schnell wants to win. He's going to need to bring him to the ground. Suma Derji wants to win. He's going to need to keep it standing up. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure if Schnell gets to the later rounds, it's going to look good. Suma Derji's going to have to clip him early, and that's pretty much what I got for this. Is if it gets past the first, I'm liking Schnell, and especially at that dog price. So let's go with Schnell on that one.
Goosey, what do you got?
This one's tough because one guy's strength is another guy's weaknesses, and they're both in similar spots because Matt Schnell, he is okay. He's pretty good on the feet. He's got a good 1-2, some good leg kicks, but it's not the stand-up level that Suma Derji's at. And Suma Derji, his ground game's okay, but it's not the level that Matt Schnell's at. I just think it's going to be hard for Matt Schnell to get this fight to the ground in the time that he needs to before a elite, and I will say elite, striker like Suma Derji is going to be outside going to work on him. And I think with the chin issues that Schnell's shown in the past, Suma Derji is going to hit that button because he likes to go in and brawl on the feet. We saw that with Brandon Royval. And when you're dealing with a precise striker, a brawler leaves himself open to some shots. And I think Suma Derji is going to be able to capitalize on that and put him on the canvas. So give me Suma Derji in this one in a fight that one guy's going to look good and one guy's going to look bad. I don't know who is going to look good and who's going to look bad, but just the style matchup, it doesn't work. One of them is going to have success. The other one is really going to fail. So I think Suma Derji is going to do the succeeding in this one.
Look for an action line on that one, maybe an under 1.5, maybe an under 2.5. We're going to see where they pop out. We're moving into the next one. We got Li Jingliang, 18-7. Might remember him because he got choked out by Hamzat in Abu Dhabi. That was quick. That was like his coming out party. He's coming out against Muslim Salikov, 18-2, super flashy, roundhouse kicks for days. Experienced XP. That's what I think of Muslim Salikov. I just think XP, XP, XP on the feet. I mean, the guy's very calculated. All right, so let's move into how this fight's going to go. I think Li Jingliang is going to have to be the guy moving forward in this matchup. I do think that Muslim Salikov is very comfortable, moving backwards, striking. I think that he's not a guy that relies on forward pressure, so that might not be a problem for him. I think Li Jingliang's going to be the more well-rounded guy in a sense of like he can bring takedowns to this. I think that he can really mix it up against the fence, make it grimy. I think Li Jingliang is going to be winning a lot of this fight. I mean, the majority of this fight. Now, the twister comes in because I've been watching so much tape on these two guys in particular. And Li Jingliang does just walk forward and kind of stand there for shots. And he's not the best defensively when it comes to these spinning maneuvers. I mean, yes, he beat Ezekiel or Elizu or whatever that guy's name, Zaleski. Yeah, he beat the brakes off of him. But there was a couple of those spinning kicks and things that, he just went away from in that fight. And when he was throwing them, they were very close to landing. I think Muslim Salikov is live for a knockout in this fight. I think that those spinning kicks are going to be super effective for a guy just kind of walking towards him. It's going to be a fight where it's like Li Jingliang's going to have to get through this like firewall. But if he can get through it 3 times, he can win this fight in grimy fashion. I just don't think that he's going to be game for that in a sense. I think Muslim Salikov's been training really hard. I think he's going to land one of these insane strikes. It's crazy to say I think he's going to knock out Li Jingliang, but I think he's going to knock out Li Jingliang. So that's my pick. It's a bold take. I'm going to ride it, though. I saw it in my head. Goosey, what do you got?
You just swayed me. And I was kind of leaning Li Jingliang, but he's got a lot of holes. He has the grit and he does everything pretty good, but Muslim Salikov, like I'm looking at a picture of him repping Russia with a medal around his neck. He's a very good striker, precise striker, and I don't think that he's hit that he's falling off yet. I think he's got a few more good fights. He's been looking really good. He looked good against Trinaldo, and I think Trinaldo has a very similar style to Li Jingliang. So he's been preparing for this style. He had 2 camps essentially to get ready for Li Jingliang, and I think that he's going to go out there and get it done. I do see him clipping Li Jingliang's chin, and it kind of hurts me to say that because he's such a dog. But I just see him being that guy that like has these moments that go viral in big ways, like the Hamzat fight and possibly Muslim Salikov. And the striking isn't a good matchup for him. And I think that's where Muslim Salikov really takes this one. So give me Salikov.
Yeah, I love that spinning body kick that he sends right to the gut. I think that that's going to be super effective for a guy just walking in straight lines at him. We got to see how Li Jingliang comes out, though. Fishman, what do you got?
We got the Leech versus Muslim Salikov. The Leech, iron chin, 9 KOs, never been knocked out. And Salikov with the iron chin. Both these guys got dummy knockouts. It's going to be a banger. But Salikov's on this nice little win streak. He's strung up 5 wins. And I think he just comes out and he cracks Jingliang, and yeah, I just don't know what Li Jingliang's plan is going to be. I don't know if he's going to be able to just take him down and dominate him on the ground, but I think that Muslim Salikov's in a nice position to get a nice little KO win here. But maybe he cracks the chin, the legendary chin, but not. I think Salikov gets the job done on this.
Yeah, I mean, for 2 guys that have never been knocked out, it's crazy that we're all guessing knockout. But, I mean, these guys swing so hard. I mean, maybe it goes to that clobber decision. But, I mean, with the volume and the power these guys throw, I mean, someone's got to go down, I would just have to imagine.
Dude, Salikov hits hard, bro.
Kicks hard as fuck. All right, let's move into the next boot. We got the co-main, a female boot. Michelle Watterson, the karate hottie, 18-9, coming out against Amanda Lemos, 11-2. I'll keep this one brief. I think that Amanda Lemos is a very tactical stand-up fighter, and I think that her Elda Andrade does nothing because Andrade gets no respect. I think Andrade is one of the best fighters the female fight game has ever seen. I mean, she's top 10, and if you ask me, she's beat so many people. She's fought everybody. She's so tough. She's still beating people. She's still making runs. Losing to Andrade is not bad. I think Amanda Lemos comes out and hits Michelle Watterson hard a bunch of times. And it's just a matter of how hard the karate hottie is because she's going to be eating some shots. I wouldn't be surprised if Amanda Lemos turns the lights out, gets a TKO. But I think that she's going to be beating her up this fight. Give me Lemos. I don't think that the takedowns are going to be anything crazy to worry about. What do you got, Goose?
Yeah, man. I think Amanda Lemos is going to be the hammer and Michelle Watterson's the nail in this one. Because if we're talking about forms of martial art and striking, I would much rather take a power kickboxing, power boxing over karate. And I think Michelle Watterson, she's pretty good at the stand-up, but she's just going to get overpowered in this. And she might be doing some, like, spinning stuff or hitting, like, point fighting. But it's only a matter of time before Amanda Lemos starts hitting her with some shots. And I don't think the chin's really going to hold up for Michelle Watterson. So I see Amanda Lemos in pretty dominant fashion getting this one done.
Fishman.
I'm gonna ride Lemos decision on this one. I think that's the best bet with the odds. She's at like -340. But yeah, Lemos decision, that's probably the best bet. I don't think Watterson's gonna get cracked or TKO'd, anything like that. But Lemos definitely just gonna grind 2 little rounds out for us.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, she's going to be hitting her with the hardest shots. Let's move into the main event. T-City, Brian Ortega, 15-2, coming out against Yair Rodriguez, 13-3. Woo-wee! This is a matchup. Dana's come out and said that if Yair wins, he'll get a title shot. I don't know if he said the same thing for Brian. I would imagine so, but maybe not. This is going to be crazy, man. Off rip, I just see Yair beating the shit out of Brian Ortega, like, as long as it goes until Brian Ortega jumps some kind of guillotine, the fight ends. Like, that's just how I see it in my head. But then, you know, I really, like, break it down. I'm like, all right, let's get a little statistical here. Yair Rodriguez did get wrestled by Max Holloway, but he got wrestled because Max Holloway was starting to lose it to him on the feet a little bit. He was not liking that whole Pantera slurry that was coming at him. I think Yair is next level on the feet, and I think that if he comes into this fight with the right game plan to keep the distance from Ortega, he should win this fight. Thing is, the fight is 5 rounds and is 25 minutes of action, and you are giving T-City 25 minutes to get a hold of Yair, because I feel that if this fight goes to the mat, I mean, you have to hold your breath if you have a Yair ticket. Like, you're holding your breath. So I was on Yair all week, but sitting here talking on the video, I'm going to go with T-City, and I'm going to take him by submission because I think that that's the best value play. Yes, Yair is going to be much better than him on the feet, but yes, Brian Ortega is smart enough to realize that he needs to get an entry. And once he gets that entry, it's just going to be grapple T-City, baby. So give me Yair's skinny neck to get choked out Saturday on ABC. Let's go. What do you got, Goosey?
My first take on this is that I don't bring this up. This is an elite caliber of tier to call this, but this is going in my Mortal Kombat fight list because you have Yair Rodriguez, who is an elite, flashy striker, and you have Brian Ortega, who might be the most dangerous ground threat in the UFC. I mean, the quickness that he snatches submissions up, the crazy stuff that he's doing. I mean, if he's not 1 on the list, he's top 5. in terms of grapplers as a whole in the UFC. And I think Brian Ortega's going to get it done. You look at their recent fights, they have a lot of turnover, and where Ortega really didn't look good against Holloway, Yair Rodriguez did look good against Holloway. I think they were fighting different versions of Holloway, because we saw that guy that fought Ortega was not the same guy that walked out most recently against Volkanovski for Max. And then you see how both of them fought the Korean Zombie. I think Ortega looked very good. Yair Rodriguez didn't, and then he hit that elbow at the end, which got him the win with 1 second left in a fight he would have lost. What you said about Yair having that skinny neck, I think Ortega is gonna have moments where he puts him in a lot of danger. And when you're on the ground, there's not a lot of ways out when you're fighting a guy like Ortega. So Yair Rodriguez is gonna have to fight the perfect fight through and through. And I think with the emotions of UFC Long Island, Ortega's gonna find a way to make him make a mistake. And T-City capitalizes on mistakes. You can ask Alexander Volkanovski. I can't believe that he got out of those. And I don't think Yair will when the time comes. So give me T-City, Brian Ortega to win this fight.
Also, great note for our picks, because I feel like we're about to get faded right here. T-City wins round 5 against Volkanovski. So he's got the gas.
Mm-hmm.
Fishman, what do you got?
So I started this call on Yair, but I'm just going to put it this way. If you're going to go with Yair, you could go – I don't think he's going to knock T-City out. You could go Yair decision, boost the odds a little bit. He's already the dog. But in our Ortega, like CEO was saying, take him sub. Just because it is a long fight. It's going to be 25 minutes. I could bet that he's going to be in some sort of position where he can snatch a neck, leg, or arm, whatever. But this fight's a banger. They're both good strikers. I think Yair's got the edge on the striking, might hit a little bit harder, but you can never count out a jiu-jitsu wizard in this matchup. So okay, well, I'm gonna go Ortega sub on this one, but if you're going with Yair, take decision. That's what I got for this.
No bad bets in this main event. Yair, elite, never before seen striking on the feet. Ortega, never before seen kind of grappling, transitioning. This is gonna be a scrap and a half. We're riding T-City. You heard it here first. Those are the picks. That's the breakdown. Catch the Instagram for the Geek Sheet. Catch the TikTok for some more content. Our YouTube is blasting. We got interviews. We just interviewed Jeff Craig. We got more coming. The Twitter's blasting off. Goosey, tell them about the Twitter.
Hit us up on Twitter. We got a lot of stuff that goes on there that we can't get out on YouTube. A lot of late picks. We do the fighter of the week, where each geek gets to pick a fighter that they're looking forward to watching, and it's just good, clean fun on the Twitter sphere. So come check us out.